poor girls turn me on.
I think that's
The poorer the girl, the more attracted I am to her. It's against my character to say such a thing because poor girls don't turn me on. No. Nedu told me that he owns Honest Bunch podcast. So he said I'll have to pay a certain amount, 5 million naira. That if I really want to present this topic today, that he's giving me the option of I have to say what he tells me to say. He now said I have to mention the celebrity's name to make the thing go viral. He specifically mentioned VeryDarkMan. He said I should mention VeryDarkMan. So since the owner is telling me this, I went on the podcast and said the things Nedu asked me to say. I was so depressed, so I decided to end my life. In my lifetime, I've met manipulators, I've met narcissists, I've met gaslighters, and I've met scammers, but Nedu is a discovery. Hi, my name is Ugo Nwokolo, Mr. Nigeria Supranational. I'm sure a lot of you saw the video that went viral a couple of weeks back. I was actually manipulated and forced to say that.
All right, Prestige family, let me tell you a story that will make you wonder if social media is a blessing or a curse. You're young, good-looking man, just won the title of Mr. Nigeria. Life is sweet. Endorsements are rolling in. Your DMs are overflowing with love. And then boom, one interview, one sentence, and suddenly the whole internet wants your head. That's exactly what happened to Ugo Nwokolo. Now, if you don't know who Ugo is, let me break it down. He is the reigning Mr. Nigeria, handsome, well-built, the kind of guy you'd expect to be on billboards promoting designer suits, luxury watches. Life was good for him until he sat down for an interview on the Honest Bunch podcast with Nedu and them. Now, my people, if you know anything about the Honest Bunch podcast, and Nedu in particular, you know they don't do small talk. They bring the heat. They ask the kind of questions that can either make you or destroy you. And for Ugo, it was destruction. During the interview, he made a statement that went viral. He said, and I quote, "Poor girls turn him on." Before he could even blink, Twitter was on fire, Instagram was boiling, Facebook aunties were sending voice notes full of disappointment. Imagine this boy, after we supported him to become Mr. Nigeria. This is how he repays us. Another person said, "This is why I don't take fine boys seriously. They always have one problem." Another person said, "Poor girls turn you on. Is it the poverty you like or the suffering?" Now, the dragging was endless. His name was on every blog, and within 24 hours, his reputation started to crumble. Now, let me pause here. Prestige family, if you're enjoying this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. You know, I try to bring the real talk. Back to the matter. Ugo was confused. How did things go so wrong? He thought he was just speaking his mind. He wanted egalitarian society, especially for the ladies. He wanted everything to be equal. Having a casual conversation, he thought was going to be able to accomplish that. But the internet does not forgive. Even brands that had been calling him, they stopped calling. Everything was silent. And just when he thought things couldn't get worse, he started feeling the pressure mentally. Depression started knocking. He locked himself in his house, refused to eat, and avoided social media. Then he got an unexpected call from Lucky Udu, a popular content creator. Lucky said, "Bro, tell your side of the story. Come to my show and explain yourself." At first, Ugo was skeptical. He was like, wouldn't this make things worse? But at this point, he had nothing to lose. So he agreed. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When he sat down with Lucky Udu, he dropped the bombshell. He said, and I quote, "Nedu Wazobia set me up." Yes, according to Ugo, Nedu, the host of the podcast, Honest Podcast, he had told him that if he wanted to appeal to Nigerians, he has to say something dumb. Nedu allegedly encouraged him to stay controversially, to say something controversial on the episode in order to go viral. And if that wasn't enough, He said Nedu charged him 5 million naira to appear on the podcast, allegedly. Prestige family, at this point, my mouth was wide open. So you mean to tell me that this whole thing was a calculated move, all controlled by one person, one small guy? You big guy. Of course, the internet had mixed reactions. Some people were like, Ugo is just trying to save face. Others said Nedu has been playing this game for way too long. It's time we expose him. But wait, the drama didn't end there. Because while all this was happening, Nedu himself was under fire for something completely different. Another social media warrior, VeryDarkMan, VDM. He had accused him of demanding sex from female content creators in exchange for opportunities. This allegation shook the entire industry, and before anyone could say honest bunch, Nedu announced that he was stepping down from his own podcast. At this point, the whole media industry was like an Hollywood movie. You drag one person, another person enter the DM. It was like a never-ending cycle of wahala, to everywhere. And then, just when we thought we heard it all, another person, the guy I mentioned earlier, Lucky Udo, he also came forward into VDM's DM to tell his own experience with Nedu. Lucky said that when he was being dragged online, he reached out to Nedu to clear his name, but instead of helping, Nedu allegedly told him to come on the podcast and confront his accuser live. Lucky refused, saying he didn't want to encourage toxic behavior. But you're in VDM's DM. Okay, all right. Now, let's pause again, my people. At this point, you have asked... Let me ask you, okay? Is the media space just one big setup? Or are people just truly being honest? Or just creating drama for clouds? But let me give some thoughts here before I ask you a big question. Ugo, let me talk to you. My guy, take heart. This is your big first scandal. But it won't be your last. If you want to stay in the media, you need to learn from it. Move smarter and always think before you speak. Nedu, you're obviously a media powerhouse, but this too shall pass. Protect yourself, tighten your contracts, and most importantly, be ethical, because in this industry, today you're the king, tomorrow you're the villain. Lucky Udo, bro, stop entering VDM's DM. The same way he's attacking others today, he will turn on you tomorrow. It's a fact. You have a strong platform, use it wisely. VeryDarkMan, my brother, congratulations on your rise to fame. But be careful. With great power comes great responsibility. You don't want to become the very thing you're fighting against. Now, Prestige family, here's where I want to hear from you. All right, because I want to finish this video strong, but I gotta come back with part 2. Do you think Ugo was really set up, or is he just looking for sympathy? And what about Nedu? Is he truly guilty of everything he's accused of? Or is this just the price of being at the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. I've got a part 2 coming, okay? I'll be right back.
Hi bro, good morning. How's your night? Hope you're doing well. How's your health too? So I'm sending this voice message because of the issue going on between you and Nedu. Recently, we've just seen that he was asked to resign from Honest Bunch podcast, and I can see a lot of Nigerians are very emotional about it. So I'm not trying to add more fire to the existing fire. It's possible that this is something that might be affecting you somehow, but it might not show it. Maybe you're feeling guilty that he has lost his job or something. And I'm not also sending this voice message to rejoice that he has lost it. I just want to share my own experience with Nedu. You remember that period where people were saying, if you post to your own, don't go. It was a very challenging period for me because I lost a lot of business opportunities. Brands did not want to identify with my brand, and a lot of people that were supposed to come for my interview did not want to come at that time because of how people perceived them. So it was a really challenging period. And then my manager was trying to see if there's something he could do. So he said, okay, if we can go to Honest Bunch podcast to clarify and talk in details, maybe people have a very good perspective of what my platform is doing, because Nigerians know how to joke and catch crews. So that was a good idea. And eventually he told me Nedu wanted to speak to me. I was very happy about it. So we got on the call. I greeted him. He responded. And immediately, what he just said is, he doesn't know me. He has never seen my content before. That it's somebody else from the podcast that has seen it, but he does not know me from anywhere, and he doesn't care about anything that I do. That he just wants to go direct to the point. He saw what that guy was saying about my platform, and then he went to the platform and just saw a couple of videos. And what he can say is that everything that guy said is entirely true. I said, why would he say it's true? I mean, my platform has been helping people. There's nobody who has come on my platform and ended up in the worst situation that they were before. No, we've helped people with millions of naira, with so many opportunities that they did not imagine they would even find. But he said that that's not true, that he doesn't even care. My platform is not doing anything for anybody. That should just humble